first we have to understand what the Walmart mom is, and these are the people that we know. These are the people in our lives who don't pay any attention to politics, and they kind of are using that as a point in their own favor. They're kind of proud of the fact that they don't pay attention to politics. They care, they care deeply, but they don't know. Some people call them the low information voter, but that's not actually true. They have information about the things that they care about, and they just have not been inspired to care about politics. They will say they don't have the time, but when you explain to them that they have the exact same amount of time that everybody else does, because time is, of course, the resource that we all have the exact same amount of, they will acknowledge that politics just doesn't interest them, and they spend their time on other things, but they vote. And what happens is when they get surveyed by pollsters in the lead up to an election, they will say the things that are important to them are the economy and security and immigration and debt and trusting in government and all of the issues that conservatives are really big on and really good on. They'll say that freedom and liberty are important to them if somebody asks. They don't really use those terms. But then when it comes to showing up at the voting booth, what happens is their emotions kick in and they will vote for, because they don't know who the candidates are, they don't know what the positions are, they end up voting their emotions, and they will vote for whoever they feel is most like them. And that's where Democrats kick our butts, because the Democrats, Wendy Davis will convince more women at the last moment, and at the last moment I mean right before they vote. Wendy Davis will convince more women to vote for her than have said they would vote for her beforehand, because when it comes right down to it, they will say, oh, Wendy's a mom just like me. And so Wendy Davis will get a disproportionate amount of votes because they feel something about Wendy. And we can complain all we want that the world should not be that way, that people should care more about politics and care like we do, and they should study and they should learn. But we have to deal with the world as it is.
I don't know how much stock I put into it personally. I'm always wary of focus groups. I'm always wary of small sample sizes and, extrapolated data. That's something that terrifies me. I just it's something that makes me uneasy with the piece as a whole. So I mean, reading through it, it paints a bleak picture, but I'm not really sure how much faith I have in it.
When I'm talking to not just female voters but young voters, which I think are also very similar,
Yes.
I'll usually say something along these lines. You know why it's hard to get, because let's say there's an election coming up, right? And you're in the break room or you're somewhere where you congregate. And I'll say, you know why it's hard to get excited about elections and voting and all that? And they'll be like, what? Why? And I'll say, because, I'll make my choice, but it doesn't go anywhere unless a majority out of these millions of other people agree with it. I need a majority of millions of people to agree with me to get my way. I get excited about choices I can make. I choose to buy this car. I choose to buy that meal at Taco Bell. I choose to buy this. I choose to go here today. I get excited about my choices that don't rely on other people. So I guess when it comes to politics, I like whichever side leaves the most choices up to me and doesn't make me as dependent on government, where I need because everything where I'm dependent on government, I need a majority of other people to let me get my way. And that's about because I think the one reason they feel helpless or they don't care about voting or whatever is because their vote carries so little weight. But your vote as a consumer carries tremendous weight. You instantly get what you want or what you can have and so forth. You're not reliant on others.
They want to go to the store and not have to worry about the 17 times in the past 10 years that place has been robbed.